Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am making sure I'm on both platforms, and I am. My name is Tanya. They call me Miss Pooh. This is my monthly Create Cards with Me class. Today we will be creating 3 cards, 2 birthdays and 1 thinking of you. Using some new Stampin' Up product and a couple fun folds and a technique. So it's very warm here in Southern California. I live in Riverside, which is the Inland Empire, Southern California. I think I said that. I meant to say Riverside, which is the Inland Empire. Actually, I don't even know what I said now. Anyhow, it's the Inland Empire and it's very hot. I believe when I got home at 5 p.m., it was 100. So it's going to be a few more warm days. And I think it might start cooling off. So hot flashes and heat do not go well together. Just saying. Okay, I'm going to turn on my comments here in case anybody jumps on to say hello. And I see Angela. Hello, Missy. So I'm going to go to my desktop. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. So I wanted to remind everyone you should have received your catalog that starts September 1st. I cannot wait to open this with everyone. So much awesomeness within these pages. So if you have not received a new catalog and you want a new catalog and you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please contact me and I will be happy to get you one. I am going to tell you there's a few more days of this fantastic sale of selected designer series paper and cardstock, which includes the two-tone 12 by 12 cardstock. You have until August 31st to get your order in to save 15%. And I utilized this sale and got some cardstock, and I got that new that's always out of stock. And I don't remember the name of it. Ay, ay, ay. It's the velvet. It has the flocking on it. Anyways, that should be here this week. So again, sale ends the 31st. This begins along with fantastic online exclusive September 1st. So it's going to be an awesome day to shop. So today we are going to make 3 cards, 2 which will be birthday, and 1 will be a thinking of you. And I am going to put this back up for a second. Okay, I had to clean my lens because it looked like there was something on it. So this is the card we're going to make. And it seems a little dark. So now this paper that I am using, this designer series paper was a special. I don't know if it was one of the one of the $5 ones, or if it was a different set. But anyways, I never used it. I thought it was festive, and we have something that's similar online. And again, I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of similar. And then you have these iridescent gems here. These are retired, but like I said a couple weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago, I have a gazillion of these, so I'm going to use them. You have a white banner. This is punched out with the banner punch. You have a flirty flamingo banner. You have 2 pieces of flirty flamingo. These are 3 by 1 scored in half. You got 2 of those. You have this strip of flirty flamingo. You have circle in flirty flamingo. You have a piece of white to go on the inside. And you have a white flirty flamingo for this stamp, which is Birthday Song, and it comes with coordinating dies. And your card base is flirty flamingo scored in half. It's the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 side folding card, and it's scored in the middle. So we're gonna go ahead and crease, and I'm gonna set that right there so you can see. Oh, you got an envelope, This larger piece here will be going on the flap of your envelope. So to get rid of some of these parts and pieces, let's go ahead and just glue our inside down. And we're going to glue this piece here, which obviously is not a full size that is normally given. This one is 3 by 5 1/4. And we are going to do equal parts at the top from the fold and the bottom, because our strip is going to go over here, because this card folds and this circle is going to pop out. But this, the directions told, I got this off of, there's a few demonstrators doing this. But I think I took Angie Judah's dimensions. She was the last one from Chicken Scratch. But they put the paper on the top here, but we're not going to do that because I've created this a few times. And we're going to do something a little different that makes it look a little nicer. This strip here will get glued down onto this strip. So this is 1 by 5 1/2, and this is 3/4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to glue this. Oh, don't do that yet. The reason why is because you need to make sure that your papers all match up. So before you glue this piece to here, you'll be able to line up the lines and the color scheme. Which for some reason this one is not matching. I must have had run out of this, because I did run out, and this card is I made specifically for me, because that's why, because I ran out of this. But what you're going to do is your pieces of paper are all going to line up when you line them together. So make sure, do not glue these down yet, but just make sure that this piece here matches up whenever you have your card laying down this way. So then we can go ahead and glue this down. So because I ran out of the paper, it really doesn't matter if it doesn't get lined up right, but everyone's will. Okay, this is going to get popped up, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside. Now you're going to take your pieces of these pieces of cardstock that are 3 by 1, and you're going to fold them in half, like so. Okay. This is going to go in the center of your card. So we're going to align these to the center, and I'm getting a shadow. So let me move my light. The sun is changing direction, like it's almost gone. Okay. So we're going to take our folded ends, these pieces here, and we're going to put them just on the outside of our fold there, even lined up. So this piece here, where the opening is to my left, I'm going to, in the middle of the card, put it just on the outside of the fold. So there's the score, and this piece is just on this side of it. And we're going to do the same for this side. Lining it up just like so. As close, just like very, very close to the score. So there's the fold, and there's my pieces. Okay. Now we're going to take these strips of paper, making sure our pattern matches, going the correct direction. And we're going to glue this down over our strip. Now you're not going to see it, so it will line up fine, and it'll be just on the inside of your fold. Okay. See how that is? And we're going to do it on both sides. Lining up our pattern, top and bottom, making sure we've got fairly equal. Okay. Got a gnat in here. So then this is what it's going to look like. Where this one, you see the paper. Here it's covered. So it just looks prettier, cleaner, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. And we're going to go ahead and color our flamingos. I have used dark Barely Blush and light Barely Blush. I used light and dark Flirty Flamingo. And this card, I made a card very similar to this for my boyfriend's goddaughter. She loves flamingos, but her card, I colored each flamingo a different color. On this one here, I colored the two outside flamingos with the Barely Blush and the middle one with the Flirty Flamingo. So I did one in Barely Blush, one in Flirty Flamingo, and one in Pretty in Pink, which the Pretty in Pink blend on While Supplies Last. It's the only one on there, actually. So I am going to color, oh, and then I don't know if you could tell because of the lighting, but I went along the outside, I traced along the outside of these flamingos with light Pool Party. So I just liked the way it looked, but for some reason my camera is not really focusing well. So I am going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start by coloring the outside flamingos. And I'm going to need some spectacles so I could see clearly. And I usually use the bullet tip of my marker, but just for the sake of the video, I am using the brush tip only because it lays more color down faster. So these wings is from the middle flamingo. He's got his arms around them. So I'm putting down the light. It's easier to blend a base coat down. So now I'm going to take the dark and I'm just going to outline just on the inside all of the flamingo and then go over these feathered parts here. And again, I'm doing both of them. So that was the dark. And now I'm going to blend it in with the light. You really can't tell because it's but once it dries, you will. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with this guy with the light flirty flamingo. And the same with the other one. I'm going to lay down my first layer with of the light with the brush tip, which is probably not super smart on my part because I think the ink is more concentrated in the brush, so it's a little bit darker. But for the sake of the video, to help speed it up a little bit, because one of the cards is going to take a little bit of time assembling. I mean, not too bad, but I'm not super worried about it bleeding outside because when I put down the pool party, it'll help disguise that. I mean, I'm not deliberately going outside of the line, but in the event that your marker bleeds through, don't stress over it. Okay. And now I'm going to outline like I did the others with the dark, going over extra with those feather marks. And I'm only putting one line in each one of these little feathers. Oh my goodness. Well, I just goofed that flamingo up. Gonna have to fix him. I put my line on the inside of the flamingo instead of the wing. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm not gonna stress. Nobody knows but me and you. Now I'm gonna take the light Flirty Flamingo and blend him out. Now, if you use the tri-blends, I would probably use the pale pink. And if you want two different color flamingos, I would only put the dark on one of the flamingo, and then the other two I would color with medium and light. Okay, now because I did that, I'm going to take the dark Barely Blush because it's going to be lighter. Let's see if I could fix this guy. And then I'm going to take the light and blend it out. I'm really messing this one up. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And I did, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I did the legs in the neutral, one of the neutral colors, which is SU 700. I don't know which one this is, but it's one of the skin tone colors. And then a little bit around the mouth and the top of the beak. The same one. Now I'm taking the lighter one, the SU 100, and blending that out. This is more of a flush color. This really bled a lot. Let me see if I could take up some of this ink before I put down the that was the color lifter. Now for the hat, I am using uh, the dark Darling Duckling on one of the hats. I'm going to use the light Lost Lagoon on one of the hats. And I am going to use the dark Granny Apple Green on one of the hats. Now I'm going to take the light Pool Party and I'm just going to outline it. And I'm using the brush end because it was just a little bit easier to get into the crevice with it. And it made all the lines even thickness. But it helps take away some of the coloring that bled outside the line. I'm not going all the way up to the flamingo because the ink will spread. I'm just going a hair on the outside of the line. And when you get in between the legs, a lot of it will fill in, which is fine. But it helps erase the imperfections, except on this card, because I was pretty imperfect on this one. But it also helps pull in these colors here. And if you don't have Pool Party, I would use either the light or medium ice gray blend or the light blue or the light aqua blue blend for this part. Not so bad. Now on my sample, because I added this after I assembled the card, I hit the edge of my banner with this, so then I had to draw a line, and it actually looks kind of nice, but you really can't see it. So let me switch cameras. Um, so I can show you. Look at how much. So this here is what I'm talking about. Let me see if zooming in helps at all. Not really. So if you want to do that, you just take the same color you highlighted it with and just draw along the edge. Not necessary. I didn't do it on his niece's card. Okay, so then this strip here, you're going to cut in half. I need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, and we're going to glue the ends to this here. So the flirty flamingo will look like it's layered on. The banner will look like it's layered on the flirty flamingo. Like so. And you're going to do the same on both sides. Just kind of being aware, making them both the same on both sides. Okay. Let's see, where's my pop-ups? So we're going to pop our flamingo up on the larger scallop. Okay. Then we are going to fold down our flaps. And we're going to put a little bit of glue on our flaps. And then we're going to take our circle here, our scallop, and we're going to place it right on top, centered, just like so. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to pop it up. We're going to put it on the inside of our card. Definitely don't need this much pop-up, but I just want to get rid of get rid of this. Okay. And you're going to line your bottom corner and the bottom of this strip and the side to your card. It's the exact same length as your card, and you're going to put it down. So this is the stopper for your card that sits up like this. Okay. Now let's add our sentiment. This is happy birthday. I did a couple pop-ups on it. 3, actually. And I have it going at a diagonal across the flamingos. And then I took the 2 larger blings. You should have 5, 3 large and 2 small. And I put them on either side of the banner here. And then I'm going to put one up here. And one there. And one there. And if you have Winkostella, you can add Winkostella to your flamingo. I just put it on the dark pink one on my sample just because he looks like he's the one that's grabbing all the attention. If you have a white gel pen, I added some stripes and polka dots to the hats, just so they weren't plain. But it's not necessary. Lastly, let's add this to our envelope. And card number 1 will be done. So as you can see, this is slightly different than what we used on our card because I ran out of that paper. But it goes, you know, it's still the same pattern, just the color scheme is slightly different. Let's trim our edges. So there is card number 1. Card number 2. This one is my favorite. And this is utilizing the framed violets sentiment here, and the DSP is called Violet Dreams. And then I sent everyone a sampling of Sweetly Sentiment hot foil. These are all the sentiments. Everyone got all of these. done in the silver foil. On my sample here, I put "Here's to another year." And then on the inside, I stamped "Happy Birthday to you." And then I stamped the violet on the inside for the inside scallop. And then I added a violet to my envelope. So you could choose whichever sentiment you want to put on yours. There's "Cheers to you," "Have a lovely day," "Here's to another year," "Sending hugs," "Just a little hello," "Here's to a life of happiness," "So lucky to have you," "Sending bunches of love," and so on. So everyone has all of these. You choose which you would like. You have 3 of the butterflies. These are, I don't have them handy, but they're the in color butterflies. You have a piece of white that goes on the inside. You have 2 strips that are 4 by 1 1/4. You have a strip that's roughly a half by 4. You have a fresh freesia oval. You have a white scalloped oval. You have a flower. I just cut out the flowers from the paper pack. This is the beautiful specialty paper that comes in the bundle, or the suite, I should say. It's glittery, pearlized background. Beautiful, beautiful. And then our card base, which is cut like this, and an envelope. So, hello, Elda. Yes, this is August cards. I hope you're feeling good today. So, let's see, how do I want to do this? Okay, let's go ahead and sort of assemble this card. These go on, one will go on this piece that's loose, and one will go on your top flap. There's a little way to put this together to make sure your scallops line up. So we kind of will be putting it together backwards. So this image is not upside down in your card, because you can't stamp it after, right? You have to stamp it first. But, you know, you would think that because you're putting them back to back, they don't necessarily match up. Well, this just so happened to match up. But if it's upside down, it doesn't. I don't know if you could see, but these two scallops do not match up. So we're going to put the inside in and then line this up to the front of our card. I hope that makes sense. So first, we're going to open up the card. Okay. And I'm just showing you, not gluing anything down. So your stamped scallop, let's see how many. Let's see. Let me just take a look at my sample. So roughly the third scallop is kind of how we're going to line it up. So it's 1, 2, 3, you're at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, you're at the bottom. Okay. So we're going to just put a little bit of glue. So we're looking at it, flipping it to us, adding the glue here. Have the card open. 1, 2, 3. This scallop we're lining up to the edge in the center of our card on both sides. 1, 2, 3, and then right into that scallop. 1, 2, 3, right into the cut of that scallop. We're going to put this down. Just like so. Okay. Well, I didn't put it down even. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like it's straight. The two scallops on the bottom. So going to your right, 1, 2, 3, it's going to be right at that fold. And on the left, 1, 2, 3, it's going to be in the middle of that scallop to make it straight. Okay. Now we could glue this, which is our bottom, onto our card. So then it's going to look like this. So again, we're just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom now of our scallop. We're going to line this piece of the card up to the bottom and to the sides of our card because it is the bottom part of our card. And we're just going to give it a press. So now it looks like this. Now we're going to take our glitter paper and we're going to match up our scallops. So this lines up perfectly. Okay. So now we're going to put glue all on the back of this. I've lined up my scallops. And then I'm going to give it a press. So this way, when you open it, you don't see the back of the scallop. and your card, it doesn't look unfinished. Now it looks finished. Okay. Now we can do a little bit of, we can go ahead and put this. Let's see. What did I do? I think I put, so this piece here, your little strip, that's 1/4 of an inch, right? 1/2 of an inch, I should say, is going to go at the bottom of the inside piece. And then we can go ahead and glue this down to the inside of our card. I know I say it every single time, but I like a hair of white showing at the bottom of my paper. I guess I messed up, see, in stamping that. So we're going to open it. This lines up just like all of our inside pieces do, with like a sliver of a border, like 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Just like so. Okay. Now we can go ahead and cut out, fussy cut our flower. Everyone's flowers are different. I took all the flowers from one of the designer series papers. I have to say that of the 3 cards, this one is my most favorite. One, I love the purple colors, but the glitter on this oval and the silver shine of the foiling makes it look so pretty. Now, that's just my opinion, but I have to say this one is one of my favorites. And I'm just leaving a little bit of an edge, not quite cutting up to the image. Now you don't have to cut out this grass or whatever this greenery is like I am. You could just cut around it, you know, on the outside. Which that's what my plan was to do, but I went in there, so now I felt like I had to do that with all of them. So next month we will start off with fall cards. All 3 will be fall. And that's September, October. will either be one fall card and two Christmas, or we'll do all Christmas. Okay. Your floral image is going to get popped up and put on the fresh freesia oval. And this oval, these ovals come from here. Those dies. This card will be easy to mail because most of your there's not a lot of thick embellishment. The little butterflies are so tiny, they hardly add anything. Okay. So you're going to center your floral image. This one's kind of big. On your I think I have to move this in. Okay, and then we're going to pop this up. Okay, and then we're going to center this on our glittery, shimmery, scalloped oval, just like so. And then you're going to decide which which of these elements, foil sentiments that you want. So this one, I said, here's to another year. This one says sending bunches of love. This one says have a lovely day. I don't want to say happy birthday because I have happy birthday on the inside. So this one says cheers to you. So I think this one I'm going to put cheers to you. And I want it to hang off a little bit, so I'm only putting glue on the left side. And I'm adding it to the bottom of my flowers. So it sits like this. And then you have all those other sentiments to add to another project or two or three. And then you're going to take your butterflies and add them to, like I said, this floral piece is a little large. So I'm going to go ahead and put one down here. And I think I'm going to go right there on the greenery. And there you have it. There's card number 2. Now, of course, if you want to add more sparkle, you can add some Wink of Stella to the flowers. But this is the card. Okay. That's card number 2. Card number 3, we are using the shadow blocking technique. And this you have, we are using the Bloom Bouquet Designer Series paper, which is of all of the new in colors. And the classic greetings foil dies, the thinking of you. So our card base is the Peaceful Pine. And these are all 1 inch by 1 inch squares. You have some Peaceful Pine ribbon. You have a piece of the DSP. This will go on the inside. You have 12 of the florals, which we're going to alternate, or you can use all of one side of the paper. And you have 12 of the Peaceful Pine. And then you have the Thinking of You. And then you have the Thinking of You stamped out, but we're going to offset it so it looks like our shadow blocking. You have only 2 Peaceful Pine of the pearl. These are the in color dots, and they're kind of like a pearlescent. Then you have this strip with the floral that is going to go on your envelope like so. And that's it. Oh, and the inside, and then of course this goes across the top or bottom, whichever you choose. One of these is a lighter weight, which should be the one that's up against your card, but just feel it. You could feel one is lighter. The lighter weight one goes on the inside of your card. So let's go ahead and get rid of this piece. Okay. It's hanging over just a smidge, so I'm going to trim that. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this down inside. And this is a top folding card. There. Now I don't have to worry about confusing my work. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. Now, the tedious part. You're going to decide. I did 6 of the floral side and 6 of the crisp cantaloupe side. You want to make sure, if you choose to do it this way, you want to make sure that you glue your crisp, this pattern of the crisp cantaloupe all going in the same direction. All of your squares, so you're going to have either all of the floral or 6 floral and 6 of the crisp cantaloupe. We're going to glue them to the peaceful pine, where we're going to offset it just barely. I don't even know that this is a 1/16 of an inch. Which is going to give us the shadow element of the card. So we're going to do that to all of our pieces. So I'm doing to the left bottom, I'm showing the shadow. I have my pattern going vertically. And I'm doing 6 of them that way. The florals don't matter because it's all directional. But the important part is to try to get your layers as close as possible to the same lining up the same. And I just find it easier to put the glue on the peaceful pine and lining up my squares. Hi, Maria. Oh. Four. Almost did it again. One more. Okay, so I have 6 of the crisp cantaloupe. Now the rest will be the flowers. And again, it doesn't matter what direction you lay the flowers down because it's an all directional pattern. But you want to keep your spacing of your matting the same on all of your pieces. So this is what the back of your pieces look like. And this, the floral side of this paper has gold foiling. That's why I used gold foiling on the Thinking of You. So there are all of our pieces. And let's go ahead and mat this. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to shadow it. Where to our left and at the lower end of our sentiment, you'll see the shadowing. I don't know if it's picking this up or not. Okay, and then we can go ahead and set that aside. Now let's bring in the basic white. So for the insides of the cards, I don't use the basic white unless I stamp in it. Because it's just, well, I use the Nina white cardstock to for the insides. Just, it's a little lighter weight. It helps lighten up the cards. So if you have grid paper, it helps, but it's not necessary. So you just need to decide how you want to start off. So the first row, you're going to have 2 of one pattern and the opposite in the middle. The next row, you're going to have the same pattern on the outside and the opposite in the middle. So basically, when you're all done, it's like every other one. Okay. So you're just going to glue them straight down. And I start on my ends first. So it's roughly 1/4 of an inch in and 1/4 of an inch from the top. Like so. So I started with this one. I'm going to end with this one on the top row. And I'm going to do the same thing. All of the Peaceful Pine are all going to be to the left of you. And again, I'm going to go in 1/4 of an inch. From the top and from the side. I'm going to hold it up before my glue dries just to make sure it looks pretty even. Okay. And then I'm going to take one of my crisp cantaloupe and I'm going to put this in the center with the edges, or the 2 sides lining up the top and bottom and equal distance between the 2 sides. Like so. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my bottom and I'm going to do the same thing, but planning it out every other one. So it's floral, cantaloupe, floral, cantaloupe, floral, cantaloupe, floral, floral, cantaloupe, yeah, floral, cantaloupe, floral. My bottom piece is going to be cantaloupe. And again, if you use all the same pattern, you won't have to worry about it. If you have grid paper or mat, again, it's a quarter, roughly a quarter up and a quarter from the side, or in, I should say. I started with the cantaloupe down here. I'm going to end with the cantaloupe. Again, making sure my peaceful pine cardstock is to the left. Quarter of an inch up, quarter of an inch in. Gonna hold up my paper, kind of make sure I got it all lined up. Now I'm going to take a floral and put it in the center, trying to line it up, but centering it with my bottom edges lining up. Okay, now I can go ahead and do my next rows. So floral, cantaloupe, a quarter of an inch in, about a quarter of an inch between the cardstock pieces. Floral, cantaloupe, floral. I just think it's easier to do the outside edges first. About a, roughly a quarter of an inch. Equal spacing between the cardstocks. Making sure it's lined up. Floral, cantaloupe. Again, my cardstock is on the left. Lining it up. Floral. Like so. Now this one's going to be a floral. Lining it up, making sure they're evened with each other the best you can. And then the last one here is a cantaloupe in the center. Ta-da! Now this piece of ribbon you're going to cut. So you're going to wrap it around this piece here. You're going to decide where you want it. Do you want it at the top? Do you want it at the bottom? It's completely up to you. So you need about a finger width on either side. So you could tape it to the back. This piece will be your knot. So again, you decide where you want it. If you have an imperfection, this might be where you cover it. So I wrap it. I use just regular Scotch tape. to hold it in place. You can use tear and tape. I just use regular tape. Make sure it's straight. And then this piece here I popped up. So we're going to use a lot of dimensionals here. You don't have to pop it up. You could just glue it straight down. It's completely up to you. Truthfully, I don't know that you can tell it's popped up. But because I popped up my sample, I'm going to pop this one up also. Okay. Bring in my card base, and then just like normal size matting, you have about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And you know you got it. Now, I placed, I just put it upside down, but that's okay. Oh, Tanya. Well, I put mine upside down. So this is what it's supposed to look like. But I don't think, because I pressed down on those, yeah, I'm going to ruin my card. So this is what you don't do. Don't put it upside down. However, it still gives you the same element of the shadow blocking. Gives you the shadow. It's just going the other way. However, I've already glued this. So I'm going to have to try to get this off because, well, I'll do it later. I'm just going to do this right now. So we're going to pop this up. I would have left, I would leave it, but my shadow, if I leave it like this, like I put it down, my shadowing is going the opposite direction. Which, I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's not what I wanted. I put 1,000 dimensionals on there. Oh well, it is what it is. So just make sure you put yours the right direction. Don't do as I do. So now I have to lower this. So then I'm placing my thinking of you, and then I'm going to slip my ribbon under, and then I'm going to knot it, and then trim my ends. Add my bling. We're at the home. Almost there. If you put another knot, like a true knot, it'll make your ribbon go horizontal. So gonna go ahead and add my little dimensionals. Like so. My inside is done. Add my strip to my envelope. I just put it across like a 1/2 inch from the bottom of the flap. You could put it wherever you want. You're exactly right, Elda. Whoever gets it will not know. Unless they watch this video or they made one also. But you're right. I say that all the time. The only one that knows you made the mistake is you. And it really doesn't look bad. I mean, who's going to say, oh my gosh, you did this wrong. I don't want this card. Not one person. There you go, ladies. The right way, the wrong way. Sort of. These are our cards. I don't even know which one I did tonight. This one. So there's our cards. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please give a thumbs up on the video. If you're watching here on YouTube and or Facebook. And I will be posting signups for September cards, probably over the weekend or the end of this week at some point. Don't forget about our wonderful sale. Let's see here. Bring me back on. There I am. Remove that. Here I am. All right. This was a long video, over an hour and 30 minutes. But I think they're great cards, even though I messed up. All right, everyone. When I put the ribbon down, I missed the first cards. So I'll watch you later. Okay. Yes, watch the replay. So this is how I originally did it. And this is the much better way. Looks so much nicer. But again, the recipient will not know. All right. Any questions? Message me. I'll be happy to help you. Again, signups will be coming up for August or September. And don't forget about the sale is till the end of August to get any of your cardstock that they may have on sale that you use a lot of, or some of the DSP. Check out the Wild Supplies last section. They have added more items there, and that amazing Christmas catalog goes live September 1st. All right, everyone. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your week. Elda, you get better so you can get to crafting. Let that time go by so quickly. And it'll be over before you know it. Let's see, is there anything else? Yes, there is something else. My granddaughter and her boyfriend are in Texas. My granddaughter's grandpa gave her his one of his cars. She's going to be driving from Texas to California. She's leaving on Wednesday. She's only a driver of a year. So those of you that watch this and that pray, please pray protection over her and her boyfriend as they drive home and make it here safely. And also, Elda is one of my biggest fans. She had a procedure done, and she's with her heart. So my praying friends send up some healing prayers for her so she recovers beyond better than she's supposed to, so she can get back to crafting and let her time of healing pass by quickly and have no more problems that she's been having. She's had enough to contend with, and it's time to enjoy retirement. So please pray for my granddaughter and pray for Elda. And everyone else, be blessed. My dogs are saying goodbye too. All right, everyone. Enjoy your cards. And see you on What to Do Wednesday. See you later.